Dodge Jeep Ram. It's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome. Thanks for getting your pot on, telling your friends about the podcast. Oh, fun things are happening, Danny. Fun things are happening.
It's always fun on Billified.
Well, it is fun. And,
it is.
And then why is it that when we have friends that seem to be having a tough moment, the two of us have been laughing ourselves sick over... You even wrote a parody song in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes.
Yeah, the song by Supertramp was on.
Yeah.
What's it
Goodbye,
called?
Stranger.
Goodbye, Stranger.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kept adding lyrics to it for people that we know that are having a tough time.
Well, why is
but
it
the
people...
thing is, because we love these people, we know we mean them no harm.
No.
I learned
we know
this.
we mean
You remember
them
that
no
commercial in the 80s where the dad with the mustache he comes home in a blue shirt and a tie, and he finds drugs under his kid's bed. He goes,
Yes.
"Who taught you how to do this stuff?" And the kid goes, "You all right? I learned it by watching you." I feel like
don't.
from you in the days of CMF, you and Tommy, I learned how to. I picked up that acquired taste, that learned behavior of making fun of people.
You know what?
Schadenfreude.
all you pussies, and I'm going to say this as pussies, won't stand up and take the blame yourself. I have been told by people, I got Moranimized. You got nothing. You had it in you, folks. I just happened to maybe stoke the fire.
You just drew it out.
That's it. You saw it. You liked it. You saw that I got laughs from people.
Right.
You saw that we were laughing.
Dude, laughter.
Yes, it's
laughter
contagious.
is like alcohol, right? It reveals who you really are.
Yes. Well, it does. It does. Now, I feel bad about this, but at the same time, it's just funny because I kind of went, yeah, it fits. It makes sense that this is whatever was planned is not going to be planned fits.
Yes.
I can look at, I don't know, again, not to get all weird again. I got weird last night on the podcast.
Oh, did you?
A little bit.
With Doug?
Yeah, I was just talking about
I think that's contagious too.
What's that?
Getting weird from Doug. He draws the weird out of you. Ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Put your palms together for Billy.
This was not the, that wasn't it.
Okay.
I was just talking about just my kids and doing stuff. But I feel like now you almost need the 10,000 view foot view. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Of life, because you can see all the bullshit that goes on and see it for what it is, and you can kind of step back from it a little bit. It's almost like people who have talked about out-of-body experiences. I was able to see Nikola Tesla. That's what I brought up last night. Nikola Tesla was
the inventor, not the band.
No.
Okay.
No, not the band, not the car, but Nikola Tesla was the inventor, and probably the guy who really invented radio, not Marconi, who has an award named after him, but him. And he was more into frequencies and waves, and he had a healing machine that many people don't know about. And he tried to bring it around Europe, and they squashed it down. But he and other scientists, he and other scientists believe that all diseases ran on frequency, and if you hit it with the right frequency, you could eradicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube's got a bunch of frequency channels.
Okay, well, there you go. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So there is some truth to that, and everything runs on frequency and whatever. But I don't even know where I was going to go now. You lost. I lost it.
Well, you're talking about the moment you had with your kids.
Yeah. But there was something with Tesla that I was bringing up on purpose. But I don't know. You can just sort of see these things sort of unfold.
Yeah.
And, what I was thinking was,
experience.
Here's what it was. Nikola Tesla was a guy who, what you would probably today call a hallucination. Okay. So he was one of the few guys. What do we know about Thomas Edison? Thomas Edison was one of these guys who he would just do it and do it and do it and do it until he got it right.
I was just reading about him today in my Bible study.
Okay.
And how he every time he failed, he's like, all right, great, a new opportunity to try again.
Nikola Tesla didn't have that. He had what I can only describe as, from the things I've read, hallucinations, where he would basically almost daydream or hallucinate that he invented something. He was working with it. There was a problem, and in the hallucination, he would take it apart and fix it. And then when he actually built it, there was no problems.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
He could visualize it all from start to finish.
So, right. He could visualize it all from start to finish. But he could actually, he was there in the moment fixing it. He saw what the problem was, so he knew when he actually built it, don't do this, do it this way, and it will work.
He didn't have to go back to Home Depot to get a Johnson rod.
There wasn't a million of those fucking things. There wasn't a million, like there wasn't Thomas Edison, do it and do it and do it. He was just a brilliant, probably a hybrid being, I would almost feel like, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm just saying that sometimes in life you can sort of step back and you can hallucinate. You can see it. You can see the shit unfolding. It's almost like you're way up high in an airplane and you see two trains that don't see each other coming around the turn, and you go, "Oh shit!"
Oh no!
Right?
Yeah.
Like you can see it. Right? Well, you can see it with people. Well, the guy we're talking about, and I could see. Couldn't you see it? You can kind of see it.
You're like, hang on.
Right. Or
wait, really?
Even things in my own life with people in my life, I'll go, all right, I see what's happening here. And but you got to learn to step back, take nothing too personally, try to always be positive. And if you have people you have a hard time dealing with, my suggestion would be focus on those things that you like about them most.
Yes.
Even if there's not a lot, just focus on the thing that you like about them the most, whatever it is. Maybe they make great cookies. I don't know. But focus on that. They make them with love, something. And I guarantee you'll get a little bit more of that and less of the other.
Oh, yeah. I love these people.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about just in general. I'm not saying you don't love these people.
Okay.
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
I'm just saying when there's people we don't want to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I see what
and we can kind of see in our mind.
Right.
How many times have we, okay, Tesla hallucinated how to invent shit. Mm-hmm. How many times have you had an argument in your head with another human being, and
they're not there?
It never came to be. It never existed.
Every single day.
Yeah. You know what I'll tell them? I'll tell you what, motherfucker. And you're like yelling at the mirror or yelling in your head. It's a hallucination.
Yeah, my neighbor came over the other day and goes, "Are you having a sports radio show? Because you've been talking for like a half hour to nobody."
Did he really?
No, but I could see it happening.
I'm just saying, like, everybody has done that.
Yes.
It's the same thing, but it doesn't do you any good. My point is, step back. Start to think, instead of arguing with that person, because that makes you feel shitty, it wastes your time. Yeah. You get nothing done. All of a sudden, you've spent 45 minutes in your head arguing with somebody. You're in a bad mood. You walk in somewhere. You carry that bad. That's it. No, but nothing has happened. Not a fucking thing. It was all up here because that's where life is lived in your head. And what I'm saying is, instead of arguing with that person, go, okay, you know what? That person is really dedicated to their job, and they do a great job at it, and I really appreciate it, and blah, blah. And I guarantee you have no arguments with that person.
Right.
But instead, we do this other thing, and I'm saying use the time to be like Tesla and hallucinate, I don't know, something that's going to make the world better, please, because we need to work
on the flip side, though, do you ever have that person, and we all know several of them in our own personal lives, go back to when we were kids, that they weren't necessarily a BSer. They actually believed their own BS. I'm not talking about bragging. I'm talking about, like, there was this one kid that I grew up with, and he was kind of a geek, and he was known for being a geek, and he kind of embraced it, right? Yeah. And he lived in a trailer park, and not that there's anything wrong with those things, but he came from very humble beginnings, and he kept saying, you know, after my paper routes, I'm going to buy a Corvette.
Okay.
And he believed it. Like, and it was like, man, Ernie, you're going to have to sell a lot of papers to buy that Corvette.
Sure, yeah.
But he really, like, it never happened. But he really believed it. It was like, there's another guy I know who's like, yeah, so I'm going to Florida in a couple of years. They hired me to run a plant. A couple of years go by. Hey, well, it was the pandemic. I couldn't go down.
Okay.
And so a couple of years, well, they're going to bring me back in about a year when it's over. And the year goes by. Well, they're going to probably push it back another couple of years. Yeah. A couple of years go by. And it's like, hey, you going to go to Florida still?
So you're bringing up a great thing. And this is a great thing.
And I'm not knocking these people.
No, you're not. It's dreams. And then I remember a kid, there was this big fat kid, and he's on I think it was the football team. I won't say his name. I used to... You say that you learned being a dick, being around me and guys like me and Tommy. I used to, it was this heavier set kid, smart guy, honor society, but heavy set. And he was, I used to always sing Shamu every time I saw him.
Oh,
and I would
man.
go, Shamu, Shamu, na 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 na. And he once grabbed me, got hold of my hand, and like bent my fingers back really bad. And I'm just laughing. And I think he almost broke my finger, but I finally had to like punch him in the ribs to get him to let go. But he was, and I remember once being on, I got injured. I was sitting on the bench. I was like practically trying not to cry. My ankle got so, I practically got twisted like a 180, right? And he's sitting there going, I'm the biggest, fastest, strongest, best-looking person on the team. And my tears went to absolute fucking hysterics. I couldn't stop laughing. I could not. I just was laughing and laughing in this guy's face. And he wasn't a bad-looking kid, but he believed it. And I credited, and as I got older, I watched what happened, and I knew his family a little bit. And I went, yeah, all right. He went on, I think he went to Binghamton and then to dental school and has a successful dental practice and probably makes a lot of money.
The best looking people come out of my office.
Yeah, well, I don't know. All I can tell you is that sometimes you got to put a little action behind it.
Yeah.
I would say inspired action.
I call the Rick James
I want to
effect.
buy the Corvette. Well, okay, what's the plan? I'm here. I got a paper route. That's not going to get me to the Corvette. But if I get the paper route and then maybe collect cans and I also do another thing, maybe I can get to the Corvette. Each thing gets you a little closer is what I'm trying to say.
This kid was delivering papers from the age of 12 to the age of like 25.
All right, well,
That's his full-time job.
Okay.
I mean, through school and everything.
Yeah.
Again, not knocking him, but I mean, like, he kept reiterating it to a point where we're like.
But there is that thing where you're like, you want to say to somebody, buddy, this is never going to work. Right? It's never going to work. But you've got to, but if you really believe in something and you put, it doesn't even feel like work when you're really pouring yourself into something.
Yeah.
I really want this Corvette. There's other ways to make money, make more money.
When you fall in love with the process.
Yeah. You get into what I like to call the flow state.
Flow state.
Where things just kind of flow and go right along.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, today somebody came in here and just walked in out of the blue. The guy was like pacing outside. Guy, I don't know. I forget how old I am and how old I actually look. I would say he was a little bit older than me, but I don't know. And all of a sudden I was doing something and he kind of opens the door and it was like, should I be quiet? Kind of, more the hand motions like this. And I said, I look at him, he goes, what is this? I said, excuse me? He goes, what is this? I said, this is where I do my podcast. All right. I'm new here. I said, okay. Now, for some reason, the guy had the mannerisms of a prisoner. Like, you know what I mean? He came in, he was loud. He was kind of loud, and he was standing, and for whatever reason, something in me said, I'm not getting up. I'm not engaging with this. I'm just not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not engaging. So I sat there, and he goes, so, people can rent it? I said, no, this is for my podcast. Yeah, but I mean, people can also rent it? And I said, no, it's mine. I do my podcast here. And I said, and other projects that I'm working on. Well, what's this? Pointing at the other microphones that are around the studio, like here and here. I'm showing them on the cameras. We'll have some other guests in a little while. And he goes, you get guests and stuff? I go, well, I have other guys to do the podcast with. Yeah. All right. I'm from Brooklyn. I said, I don't say anything. I tell you what, man, people around here, there's something to tell you about the people around here. And I'm like, so I'm doing the math in my head. I'm going, you're a guy who looks to be over 55. You moved here. Now, the only way you moved here from Brooklyn, okay? And you made a point of saying, I'm new here. At 55, you're usually only new somewhere if you're moving to be closer to family, or you got transferred by a job. But usually at 55, you're either winding down your career or you're they have you as the CEO, and they go, listen, man, we need you to fix Rochester, and we're going to put you there. That guy that wasn't this guy. I could tell. So I'm going, all right. So I'm just listening, and I'm going, I have a feeling that this dude, there's a halfway house here. I don't know where, but I think somewhere there's a halfway house, and he's out of prison. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And he doesn't, because he's going, I'll tell you, people around here, a little different around here. And he goes, I'm just trying to get out and meet some people, get to know people or something. Oh, well, you just walk in a place and go, what is this? It's not how you get to know somebody unless you're in prison.
Hey, douchebag.
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's like prison manners.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, yes, people, I don't think, that wouldn't fly in Brooklyn either.
No.
You walk in and go, what's this? Hey, get the fuck out. It's what it is. You know, I mean, I'm like, so I just sit there and he said, so you got a card for me? How do I listen? And I said, no, I don't. He goes, well, where do I find it? I go, it's called Billified. It's on the wall right behind me. I said, anywhere you get podcasts, from Apple to Spotify to Spreaker to wherever, Amazon. Let me take a picture. My memory's bad. So he takes a picture, and I just sit here, and then he turns around and leaves. And I'm like, that, let's say it's like, let's say it was a female-owned business or something. He comes walking in. I'm just trying to make friends. People are straight. Yeah, I know. There's a haircut, but I'm just saying, like, and I know that, not that, but
yeah,
you don't understand what I'm saying.
Manners.
I'm like,
common decency.
I go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You come in and, what is this? What do you do? Anybody can do it? What do you mean anybody can do it? Well, you rent it out? I go, no, I don't rent it out. I don't. I don't want to. I don't need to. It's like, but it was just interesting. And I'm watching this. I go, I have a feeling, and I would love to now I'm on a mission. I want to find this guy again and go, okay, when'd you get out? That's what I want to say.
Right.
When they release you.
Yeah, that adds up. I mean, because
doesn't it?
Yes, it just makes too much sense. I mean, you know when you see something out of whack, like what's wrong with this picture? And we encounter it about 10, 11, 12 times a day. We're just so busy with ourselves that we don't, explore it, or we don't have the time. But I mean, you're sitting here, it's like a fishbowl, really. If you've ever been down here, folks, it's like a fishbowl. People just walk by here all the time, and they peek in and they wave. Yeah. We may never talk to these people.
Right.
It happens during the show all the time. Right. People just wave and say hello, and then they wave and they go back by again, and that's about it. So there's really, like, I could see this guy just kind of hanging out. Well, you don't serve food. You're not cutting hair. You're not building stuff. Well, you're not a law firm.
Look, I will say it's a unique thing. You see.
Can you get my picture took?
Conference table with microphones, cameras, lights, a big wide window, giant screen TV on there, a logo on the back. Oh yeah, what is it? And I have no problem with that. Hey man, what is this?
Right.
Way different than what's this?
What's this?
It's like, okay. Anyway, there was a shooting. Something happened at Pittsford Wegmans. I don't want to know anything. Okay. I on purpose did not look at this. I have 3 scenarios in my mind as to what may have happened. Deputy Hurley from the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. He's also the basically the spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department. He will come on and update us, but I'm going to run my scenarios by him first.
Mm-hmm. I hope he's recovered from the eclipse.
Yes, I think he recovered from he went on vacation. He was on vacation last week. I know that. So we will talk to him. Then the guys from if you ever watch Discovery Channel, Discovery Channel Street Racers No Prep. They are coming with that TV show to Empire Drags. We will talk to the guys from Empire Drags and tell you how you can be there, get tickets to this. It's a big event. It's a really cool thing to see. And in the top 10, I believe, for the Street Outlaw Racers, there are 2 women in the top 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I find really impressive. And maybe I don't know if that's misogynistic or not of me, but I go, that's pretty damn, I like it. I like that.
Well, my neighbors named one of their dogs Jessie after this famous female racer who was trying to set the speed record a few years ago, and unfortunately she passed away in doing so. But I mean, there's a lot of women. There's a lot of women who race all the time. And they love it. All you need is nerves of steel, great reflexes. I mean, it takes a lot more than that, but you got to have those.
Yeah,
that baseline down.
There was.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's the America's Fastest Street Racers are back for their wildest ride yet in the all-new format of Discovery Channel's Street Outlaws No Prep Kings. That's what it is. I wanted to make sure I got the name right. It was still on the printer over there. I apologize. I got up. I tripped over wires.
What's this?
What's
this a print shot?
And then we will be talking a little draft stuff with our friend Tim Graham from The Athletic. All that coming up next.